Hello there, guys. I've actually got a evening I didn't think I was going to have free tonight, so I'm going to use the opportunity before the demo now on Friday, because the date at the minute is Friday the 8th, Tuesday the 8th, with the demo now announced to come out on Friday. So I thought this would be a good idea to finally get this finished before release. So let's see how we get on. We've done Leon A yesterday, went pretty well, and we've got Claire B now. So again, it's just a leisurely run. If enough people come on, we can just chat about the game, look forward to the demo, things like that, and just have a leisurely time with it, without trying to do any, speed run things that I'm honestly not good at. No damage runs, I'm not your person for things like that. I'm past my prime with game modes and conditions and things like that. So it's just a fun run, just to go through the game. So yeah, again, this is the Sourcenext version on PC with the new patch from, I'm going to get his name tonight because he's got an unusual Twitter handle. He is at RE behind the mask, and his Twitter name is Loboto3. He's done a really great job with this patch, so it's well worth getting hold of the Sourcenext version, getting the patch on the game.
In the midst of the T-virus outbreak in Raccoon City, Leon Kennedy succeeded in escaping from the city following his encounter with one of the only other survivors, a woman named Ada, a spy seeking the deadly G-virus. However, Leon was not the sole survivor of the incident. A girl named Claire Redfield was in town on business of her own. She came to uncover the mysterious circumstances of her brother's disappearance. Chris Redfield, a member of the STARS Alpha team. Only now her mission has become quite simple. Basic survival within the nightmare that was once Raccoon City.
Finally here.
That guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me?
Hello? Is anyone here? Hello? Hello? Look, I'm sorry I bothered you, okay? Just don't come any closer. Are you listening? Wait! Don't shoot!
Get down! We can't stay out here. Head to the police station. It'll be a lot safer. There! Buckle up.
Okay. insane.
The radio's out.
You're a cop, right?
Yeah, first day on the job. Great, huh? Name's Leon Kennedy. Nice to meet you.
Mine's Claire. Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother, Chris.
Hey, could you open the glove box?
Sure. There's a gun inside.
Better take it with you.
Look out!
You okay?
Still in one piece.
That maniac's gonna ram us! Run! Claire!
Leon!
I'm okay. Head to the station. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
And here we go then, guys. Scenario B. Always remember almost being a little bit disappointed how quickly you get back into the station in Scenario B, but I suppose it's just good to get back into it. My memory is not as sharp with Scenario B as A, so you'll just forgive me if I end up bloody double backing on myself and taking a wrong turn here and there.
Hey! Get over here! Hurry! I can't set her down. I'll drop you a rope ladder. Grab onto it. Come on. Just a little more. Get off me! Stay back! Don't come any closer! Stay back!
The most ineffective submachine gun or MP5 in the world there. Unless you're a helicopter pilot. It's interestingly in the remake, the helicopter actually crashes in a slightly different place. Nick, hello there, sir. Yeah, that's what I mean. The poor helicopter pilot, it just seemed to be a bullet magnet. It's a neat little set piece, though. It's going to be interesting to see how they crash the helicopter in the remake. That's one of the few things about the RPD section they've not shown yet. I always like to get this out of the way, get the fire out of the way as quick as you can. What I end up doing is I always end up leaving these herbs, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make full healing item. Yeah, I think because of the canon thing, most people prefer Claire A. Leon B, but this is certainly, I think a lot of it's down to the amount I played the OPM demo back in the game, back in the day. So I was really, you know, driven to try that one first, and I just love the fact that Claire takes on the tyrant. It's really fitting for me. It's like a Redfield thing. The detail on the Made in Heaven logo is really nice in this version. Character models do look really good. I always thought there was an item you could pick up. Enter Sergei Vladimir. I know what you guys are wanting in the remake. You just want to see just a quick glimpse of him, and I can safely say you won't. Just think when the tyrant does this, he's gonna have a hat on in the remake. Straight away, scenario B tells you things are going to be a little bit different this way around. Whew. Exactly 26 bullets. This is a neat little scene as well. I honestly don't know. I mean, from what they've shown in the trailers and the gameplay, it does kind of look like... I forgot how to scream. It does kind of look like Leon's going to be fighting like, you know, the G-Infant thing. And Claire's going to take on the Tyrant, yeah, so... And Claire does have the Birkin... the early Birkin fight. It's interesting, isn't it? Because of the fact that, you know, most people assume the canon is, you know, Leon 8. I know the canon, at the end of the day, is a mix of, like, all four, but, you know, for the most part, people not think that happened yet. Most people see the canon as, you know, Claire A. Leon B because of the Sherry angle and the infection. So it's going to be interesting, but then, you know, if you look at if you scrutinise certain gameplay trailers, there is actually footage of, like, Leon fighting Birkin in the same area that the Claire does. So, I mean, some people are reading that as a hint of a zapping system, but I don't know whether I quite buy that. We'll leave the rocket launcher in there. It's so strange. I know I can skip the door sequences, but after playing like the console versions for like so many years, I keep forgetting. I mean, I know they have gone on record to say there isn't the scenario thing this time round. Obviously, there is a Leon campaign and a Claire campaign, but you won't be able to swap them. But you know, the Russo brothers said that Avengers 4 wasn't going to be called Endgame, so what do we know? No, there's certain gameplay things like the ladder which doesn't link up. I mean, you know. I'm already having a moment, you know, with this scenario. See, scenario B is still ridiculously generous with handgun ammo. I know there's some surprises coming up, which will burn through the ammo. Like, yeah, I never thought this happened now. Was that a Magnum round? Bloody hell. Is there ammo in this corner on this scenario? I know in one version of the game there is. Some ammo hidden away in that corner. Didn't actually say it in yesterday's stream, but shout out to what could be the finest save room theme in the series. See if I can get this right this time. First time. I don't know if I actually lined up myself properly. Yes. This blew my mind, this moment. Seeing it from, you know, to
Leon!
know you can see it from a different perspective.
It's good to see you're still among the living.
Looks like we're not gonna find your brother here after all. There's no reason for us to stay any longer than necessary. Let's split up, look for any survivors, and get out of here.
Right.
One last thing. Here's a radio. Take it. That way we can keep in touch if anything happens.
Leon, you left a key. So even the very mention of, like, you know, rape here in 1998 was quite a thing to read in a, you know, in an industry which didn't, you know, address it very often during mainstream games. It was quite a, you know, I know the game was mature and it was gory and things like that, but this was really an adult theme to have to deal with. It was it felt quite bold. I know this kind of thing is, it's nothing in today's day and age, but you know, you rewind back to 1998, and it was quite a thing.
Help me!
Can I even unlock this door this way? Yeah, I can. Let's use this down. It's a strange gun, the bow gun. I often ask myself, if it is even good at all? That's Hamilton. Yes. Nick, I want you to find out. I want you to find out all you can about Jack Hamilton. If he is brother or cousin to Tyler. Oh Christ, this happens this early? I will pay the price for my lack of vision. This is Hamilton. Of course, how did I forget about George? Now, you know, forget the Redfields or the Wesker children. It's all about the Hamilton children. A unicorn medal from somewhere, don't I? From there. actually pick it up. Because my inventory management sucks. I don't know what that was. I thought it completely crashed there. I think something popped up in another window, and for some reason the Sourcenext version like locks, you know, it pauses the game while you're on a different window. It was weird. That was a heart in my mouth moment, considering I haven't saved yet. The annoying thing is, because I've done this sort of out of sequence, I've got to battle through no end of zombies now just to get to the records room. This is a bit of a little bit of a faux part, this. Yeah, there's actually so many. Oh man, thought I'd be able to sneak past, but that didn't work. You look at these speedrunners and no damage runs and things like that. They're just so amazing at how they can like dodge the zombies and dummy them. I used to be able to do things like that years ago, but as I've stopped playing them more and more often, you just lose your ability. You forget what works and what doesn't. That's why I couldn't put myself through, you know, like a no save run in Code Veronica anymore. It'd just be way too stressful. I never have. It looked nonsense. I'm sure it was an excellent piece of kit which improved people's abilities no end, like the chainsaw controller for 4. Oh bloody hell! I forgot how repopulated the station gets sometimes. You see him lunge. how could turbo work though? How could turbo mode for this work? Because the guns have a set rate of fire unless you do the weird R1 trick. You know, just because I had that brief scare, not going for grade or anything like that, because I had that that pause, I will actually just do a quick save now, just for fear of it crashing or whatever. So we'll get back into it. There has been some, as I say, there has been and continues to be very strange Resident Evil merch over the years. Scented zombie candles. Got a feeling there's like loads of zombies around this corner, isn't there? No? Bloody hell. I love the theories. I remember one of the most amazing theories about the merchant that was shown in one of the early trailers was that it was an undercover Leon infiltrating the because the trailer just showed the merchant just like opening his coat and revealing like loads of weapons and stuff. And I remember one of the early fan theories, I think it was on RE Horror, was like it's an undercover Leon infiltrating like Sadler's place, and he unleashes like a large coat, Matrix style, and it was just ridiculous. What a theory! We've had some cracking ones over the years. I'm gonna pay the price for this as well. Oh, 180 turn. Doing a really cracking job with my inventory management. I just had a thought, what weapon am I going to use to take out the tyrant in the room behind Bright Irons' office? But I don't think that happens in Claire B. I think it's only a Leon B thing, where, you know, the Tiger Corridor. God. If you see me do things like this, it's because I remember I've got other bits and bobs to do. The first job is to take care of this bloody irritating liquor. Nothing beats playing Mario Party 4 with a chainsaw controller. Was it really that good a controller? Really? Here's the now, by comparison, subtle Brian Irons.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought you were another one of those zombies.
Are you Chief Irons?
Yes, that's me. And just who are you? No, don't bother telling me. It makes no difference. You'll end up just like all the others. That's the mayor's daughter. I was told to look after her, but I failed miserably. Just look at her. She was a true beauty. Her skin nothing short of perfection. But it will soon putrefy, and she will turn into a zombie within the hour like all the others.
There must be some way to stop it.
In a manner of speaking, there is. Either by putting a bullet through her brain, or by decapitating her completely. And to think that taxidermy used to be my hobby. But no longer. Please. I'd really like to be alone now.
See, they do it almost. If you hadn't read the files about him and things like that, they almost do a good job of making you almost feel a hint of sympathy for him there. Whereas in his entrance in the remake 2, straight away you just know he's a truly, truly awful person. And yet, ironically, you can you can pick up files in remake 2 which imply, which tell you of the good work he does. So it's kind of like a really strange reversal that they've done there. Which I suppose, it keeps it different, it keeps it fresh. Now, Nick, on one of the quizzes in one of the older podcasts, was one of the questions that there is a Spencer bust in here or something? Am I right in thinking that? Wasn't that one of the questions? I don't know how you could tell. The only one I can think it might remotely be was is this one here. That's the only one that looks like a bust, but how you could tell that's Spencer, I have no idea. Here she is.
Wait. Let me go! Easy, easy there. I'm not a zombie. You're safe now. My name's Claire. What's yours?
Sherry.
Do you know where your parents are?
They both work at the Umbrella Chemical Plant, near the city limits.
The chemical plant? Then, what are you doing here?
My mom called and told me to go to the police station because it was too dangerous to stay at home.
From the look of things, I'd say she was probably right. But it's dangerous here as well.
City limits.
You'd better come with me.
But there's something out there. I don't know what it is, but I saw it.
Hello, mate. Thank you
What's
very
left
much for
of
joining
any
us.
Of those zombies, and it's coming after me.
What was that?
That's what I was telling you about. It's here.
Sherry, wait!
I remember the Claire B aspects of Claire B caused people a lot of confusion back in the day, which Claire A doesn't really have. Because people were being pursued by the Tyrant. If you did this version of the game first, Leon A, Claire B, when you got Sherry there telling you about something larger than the zombies and it's coming at you, a lot of people assumed she meant the Tyrant and not Birkin. There's a sort of strange series of events, and there's some slightly out of sequence things in Leon A, Claire B. Like we addressed yesterday, the claw that hits Ada in the train is from a later mutation that you actually see Birkin do when you exit the train.
Chief?
And likewise, when we see Irons in a bit, just before he's killed by Birkin, he's actually sort of hunched over and looking like he's in pain, which is like his animation from scenario A after he's been impregnated. So there's some slightly out of sequence and weird little things, which, you know, in all honesty, even though I prefer this way round for personal sort of preferences, certain aspects of the game make a lot more sense if you do Claire A, Leon B. So I'm actually going to, I've got a lot of zombies coming up, so I will save some pistol ammo. Because some of these keys are going to disappear. Bloody hell. Is that actually confirmed then, Nick? Because we were just talking about that before you came on. Because I didn't... I know it was alluded to, but I honestly didn't think they'd confirmed it. I know some of the gameplay trailers have shown like Leon being chased by the Tyrant and whatnot. Yeah, you can choose who you play as first, I think. I think. to my knowledge, I thought they'd bloody hell. I thought they'd ruled out the zapping system. But like I say, there is evidence to suggest it has both. Like Leon fighting Birkin in the new underground area of the RPD, which has only really been shown in Claire gameplay trailers. If I remember correctly, the liquor doesn't appear unless you pick up the first aid spray, so we're okay. That corridor, of course, home to one of the series' best ever jump scares. It's so good they give you it twice in the space of like 5 minutes. Of course, there's gonna be loads of zombies as well in here. Hello, Mr. Spencer. Yep, you guys, if you want to see him tackle the second half of Code Veronica with Chris, give him a shout on Twitch. I'm a bit stuck because I won't get the PS4 version of Code Veronica because my passionate hatred of PAL versions, and as a result, I don't actually have a way of being able to play the game on stream unless I play it emulated. I always play the GameCube version, I suppose. But I'm really partial to the PS3 360 version. I just love the new lighting so much. I think it's really solid. Why did you buy it on the PS4 when you already got the I can't believe I'm saying this. The superior version of Umbrella Corps on PC. It's a game made for mouse and keyboard. John, what did you do? Bloody auto aim. Did you like spoilers, guys? Did you like the Kirk cameo at the end? Bloody hell, he's dead. Of Revelations. It's a game made for the bin, and for Neptune to be saying that, ladies and gentlemen. You know how he must feel about it. Thank you very much, JRT RPG. We've got another one coming out, which we will get out before RE2 releases. It's like a preview episode we've done. I find the PAL version of Code Veronica X unplayable due to the speed it runs in. and you know, couple that with the UK versions having massive borders. I mean, anyone who's played the PS2 version of Code Veronica in this country will know it has horrifically large borders, and the gameplay is terrible because it's just so slow. Claire looks like she's running through treacle, and as I found out on Mr. Spencer's stream the other night, they even artificially extended some of the music to compensate the slower gameplay. It was ridiculous. So if you've got the PS3 version, it doesn't matter because the PS3 negated the PAL NTSC issue. If you've got the imported Biohazard collection, you're fine. You've got the NTSC one, and I really love the PS3 version. I think the new lighting is really, really good, actually.
Sherry, I've been looking everywhere for you. I was so worried. We've got to go now, honey, okay? If we stay here, that monster will find us. Let's go.
No, I won't.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
It's not that, Claire. It's because of my daddy. He's over there. I heard him call my name.
That's a touchy
Daddy
subject,
must
Mr.
have been attacked
Spencer.
by the monsters. I have to help him.
Wait, Sherry, don't go alone. Sherry! Sherry!
I think Alison Court's line delivery there is absolutely perfect. It really, you know, gives her that maternal sounding side. Yeah, but to say he did nothing wrong is it's a bit of a stretch. I know, I've seen it. I mean, Thanos is debatable, but Chief Irons, nah. Yeah, certainly in Remake, you can't say he did nothing wrong. I think, Chris, we've all had various rants over the years. I mean, I had several episodes of meltdowns when Umbrella Corps came out. I had a semi-meltdown during Vendetta, which is still awful in my opinion. I loathe that film so much. I rewatched highlights of it the other day, and it did not change my mind. So if any of you guys are wondering why I'm able to do a 180 turn, it's because the patched version that Loboto 3 or behind the mask at RE behind the mask on Twitter managed to put it in using an ini file on his patch. You just have to change one line and you get a neat little 180 turn. I don't think that was me. I surely don't think that was me. I'm sure it probably maybe was. Like I said in yesterday's episode, I'm going the wrong way. I wouldn't be surprised if the orphanage section replaces this in Remake 2. If you all remember, Nick had a little bit of a minor rant during the Resident Evil 6 talk.
Sherry, are
It's
you
going back a
okay?
few years now.
Did you find your dad?
Yes, I'm okay. But I couldn't find him. But I did find something else for you. Here. Here's another.
Thanks, sweetie. Now, why don't you come over here? I want you to stay with me.
Chris, that's right, yeah.
I can't reach the ventilation hole anymore.
So the
But don't
PS,
worry, I'll
PS3,
find another
Xbox 360 version,
way. I can take care of myself.
they took the game and dropped it into their
Wait, Sherry, come back. Sherry!
Framework MT
Sherry!
engine, and basically overhauled the lighting
Do you read me, Claire?
and added some new water effects.
Back of the parking lot.
Got it.
See things like this in 1998.
Can you meet me there?
I'm on my way.
To see these moments from another perspective it's mind blowing in 1998. No, so the PS4 version is literally a port of the PS2 version. It's obviously upscaled. I think they've managed to get rid of the ghosting. I don't recall the ghosting being in there at all, which is much better because the sort of blur ghosting filter that they used for it is terrible. Yeah, it doesn't have the new water effects, but it doesn't look bad. It's just, like I say, it's just a shame that for us, people in PAL regions, we have to contend with a really awful frame rate. Well, not frame rate, you know, the 17.5% thing or whatever it is. So why do I have to go? Why do I have to go that way? We do get our keys in the collector's edition, and if anyone's seen, is it Pix and Mix or whatever, which is a new French company, have got their own exclusive release of Resident Evil 2, which comes with an art book, like an 80-page art book, which looks quite nice. And a replica, this is what's neat, a replica Umbrella lab card that you get at the end of the game. Yeah, everyone loves the glossy Umbrella key card. Yep, time demo, 30 minutes. It's essentially like this, but obviously instead of Raccoon Police, it says Umbrella. It is smart. I can't believe people are having a go at Capcom over the time demo thing. I mean, bloody hell, the game's out in like. Should stop talking and concentrate more. It's out like imminently. It's like, come on, guys. Stop trying to find a reason to complain about everything to do with the game. Honestly, Capcom could give away the game for free at the minute, and people would still find a way to complain about something to do with it. So, what I do when I'm doing a B scenario run is I just leave everything here for the second player. Yeah, she's had a rough gig with the Kat's had a really rough gig with the demo fiasco. I mean, you know, modern gamers and their sense of entitlement is something I grow endlessly tired of. Why have I got a feeling I don't even need to be this way in scenario B? Or do I? Do I get the other half of the... People have already asked about Remake 3. God, some people have even asked about Resident Evil 4 being remade. Or can we have Remake in the style of... Can we have Remake in the style of... remake in the style of like Resident Evil 2 remake. Why have I come this way, guys? Do I even need to be this way? I don't, do I? It's just for extra ammo and supplies. Hey, I'd love a VR Survivor, but we'll never ever see Ark Thompson ever again. I'm telling you. Some of the collector's editions and things like that are on the pricey side. Honestly, I don't think they'll do anything with Outbreak. I think too much time has passed. I don't know whether they'd want to, you know, have to put up with the online support and things like that. You know, it means having to supply servers, and I mean, I'd love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm pleased we've got the ability to play it now. I can't recommend it enough, everyone. If you've got you know, an ability to play Outbreak now, then give the fan servers a try, because it works so well. Yeah. Every game could do with a Cindy, a healer. I managed to get the S rank yesterday, Big Dave, but I've got a feeling that because I'm playing the Japanese version here, like it's patched to have English language and things like that. I've got a feeling that the ranks and stuff aren't correct. I think it all works out slightly differently. I'm gonna be. Am I gonna be? Let's just go for it. If I make a mistake, I can always heal. What I'll do actually is I'll pinch this herb. Still got some of the best soundtracks in the series, this game. It is wonderful. is the fan version by a massive margin now, but PS4, Xbox One version's great. It is based on the PC Ultimate HD version, which contains all like the new textures and everything from the PS3. In fact, I think they're even more enhanced than the PS3 Xbox 360 version, but it runs at 60 Hz. So yeah, it is a physical disc. You can get it really cheap now as well. I think it's about a tenner on Amazon. I've grabbed them. I've grabbed 4, 5, and 6 on PS4 just for like archive editions more than anything. Guys, do you remember this? Do you remember this? You've done this puzzle in scenario A and it all goes so well. And you just think, I know what I'm doing here. This is quality. And I'll run and go and get it. Oh no, my... Honestly, the first time they pulled that trick, was beautiful. I mean, I wish you could forget things like that, so it had the same impact today. And this is what excites me so much about Remake 2, is Mr. X not being set or pre-planned, just roaming the station, and he can be anywhere. You'll be doing a puzzle here, you know, you could imagine this was a puzzle here and all of a sudden you just hear the footsteps behind you and you turn around and there he is. And it's like, oh my god. But this was always really effective because just when you think, oh, I've dealt with him. Ah! Bloody hell. There's just a few bullets. Wasn't positioned quite perfectly enough. Yeah, if the tyrant walking around the precinct is as good as it looks as it does in the gameplay they've released, and if it is truly a persistent thing and he is an entity that roams, it's going to be really exciting. I'm just almost going to just want to have fun with letting him chase me around. They've really spoiled us with that, I think. Now I know why I needed to go into the bloody bollocks. Now I know why I needed to go into the sewers, because I got to get the crank from the canon. See, it doesn't matter how many times you play these games, you can always forget something which slows you up. I need the acid rounds. Yeah. It's almost more just a feeling of dread. I mean, there's a couple of like really amazing gameplay videos if you've not checked them out. And I know some people want to stay spoiler free, but like there's one it was possibly the GameSpot one, and they're just there is Claire, and they're doing something like dealing with a puzzle or reading a file, and you can just faintly hear the footsteps of him getting closer and closer. And I think he's on like the floor above or something. And I can't remember who the writer was. It was possibly Timur of GameSpot. He says if you've got like surround sound headphones on and that, it actually sounds like he's upstairs stomping around, and you can hear him like on the other side of walls, and it's just It just sounds really, really special. And yeah, I imagine it's that kind of mechanic, Chris, where if anyone who's played the Madhouse version of Resident Evil 7 knows how persistent Jack is, I imagine it's that kind of thing. This was an unfortunate setback. I knew there was a structure reason why you have to come this way. That worked out well. There it is. As a purist, I'll do Leon A. Well, I say Leon A, Claire B. I'll go Leon first, then Claire. I'll do it the same as this. This was an unfortunate little setback, but we are just about done with the precinct. Then the rest of the game will be in about the next half an hour, because for scenario B, the last sort of part of the game just rattles along. I seem to think a lot of the write-ups from the gameplay, you know, that journalists were allowed to play. The surround sound is amazing. I know a lot of people have said a lot about the rain being really, really effective. But as we all know, guys, it doesn't rain on September 29th, so what were they doing? I'm going to play the game first on my own, and then I'll stream it afterwards. I said when I started doing streaming, bloody hell. I still want to have the experiences for myself, and so much effort will have gone into the, you know, the audio-visual side of the game for Remake 2 that I don't want to, I don't want to have to. I want to be able to focus and concentrate all my time on it. I imagine a lot of people probably will do that. I will be getting the please don't judge me. I am getting the collector's edition, and we've suggested that it might be quite nice for the podcast to do an unboxing video. So I'll try and make it as quirky as possible. I wasn't going to get it. I can't really afford it. It's a lot of money, but those keys, man, those keys. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's far too overpriced. What was I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What is an Atmos setup then, Nick? I'm not too I'm not top dog when it comes to surround sound systems and that. Is that where it just like throws the sound to parts of your room? It had sold out for a long time, the collector's edition, but I actually think it's back in stock, or at least it was back in stock a week or so ago on Game in this country. So, if you're wondering why I've got the submachine gun equipped, that's why. It's a shame, really, because he's such an awesomely intimidating presence, but when you know how to dispatch him, it really isn't that difficult. It's something that they have probably rightly addressed in the remake and made him a lot more relentless. And they've made him a lot more visually scary with that hat. I've got the wrong way. That hat is easily the most terrifying thing about him. Oh, right, okay. They're just like wall mount. We just like fix them to like the top corners of your room, or they're actually built into the ceiling. Oh shit. Just forgive one slight detour, guys. I've got to do it. Just for completion. I can imagine that is properly immersive, isn't it? Already getting overburdened with ammo. Are the speakers wireless then, Nick? The rear ones? Because I've seen that on a lot of newer sets, and it's a lot more appealing than running cables and wires around your living room or whatever. Yeah, one of the most disappointing things about the PlayStation VR is that when you have VR enabled, the surround sound system of the PS4 defaults to just the front speakers. The only way you can get like surround sound is a sort of faux surround sound through your headphones, which is such a shame. It was really disappointing when I got Resident Evil 7 up and running. As the Tyrant. Silly, I know, we've all seen that like however many times, but I couldn't resist, guys, I'm sorry. So I can put that away now because I really don't need it. And we are done with this precinct. It's going to be interesting to see if they expand the sort of second half of the game. Because really, once you've done the precinct, it's quite a linear path all the way to the labs, and then the labs is over in like 25 minutes if you know what you're doing. And then you're at the end game. I love the PSVR. I know it compared to like a lot of the PC setups, it's very much budget VR, but I think the gaming experiences that you get from it are absolutely phenomenal. Resident Evil 7 was just an eye-opening experience, and then I got to play Wipeout. Right then, so we've got a Birkin encounter.
Claire!
Sherry, you're okay.
I'm glad to see you're safe, Claire.
In Remake 2, do you mean? I don't know which way they're going to go around. I assume they'll follow the footsteps of Darkseid and have the Tyrant do it again. And that'll follow like the more canon of the events. Where's Sherry?
Claire!
There we go. I don't know why she didn't.
I'm going down there. Stay here and wait for me, okay?
So you've made it this far. Not bad, girl. But I'm not letting anyone leave my town. Everyone's gonna die.
Calm
Good night,
down,
Nick. Thank you for watching.
What happened?
Shut up. You couldn't possibly understand what's happened. Those monsters from Umbrella have destroyed my beautiful town. How could they do that to me after everything I've done for them?
So it's true. You have been working with Umbrella. Then you must know about the G-Virus. What is it? Tell me!
If you must know, it's the agent that can turn humans into the ultimate bioweapons. Superior to the T-Virus in every way. Dr. William Birkin is the genius behind the project.
William Birkin.
I'm sure you've already seen his little girl running around here somewhere. Sherry, isn't In case you haven't already figured it out, the monster that's been tearing my precinct apart is yet another product of the G-Virus. An ultimate bioweapon. Umbrella must be trying to cover its tracks. But if I have to go, I'm going to take you with me. What the?
It's actually crazy violent, this. Birkin really didn't like the chief. There we go. You think how expanded that fight looks in the remake? It's over in like 4 acid rounds in this. Yeah, the Birkin boss fight music's one of the best in the series, isn't it?
Claire, you came back.
I can't believe the man who developed the G-Virus is actually her father.
Claire, why did you say that out loud?
What's wrong, Claire?
It's nothing. But I think I found a way out of here. We should be able to find someplace safe if we can just make it out of town.
But
Don't worry, I'll protect you. I promise.
Welcome back, mate.
But
We've
you
lost
have
Nick.
to make sure you
He's had to go to
don't
bed.
leave my side.
I'm surprised how late it is, actually. I got a slightly later start this morning. I was hoping to be wrapped up by about 11, but it's going to be probably about another half hour, 35 minutes. Try and rattle through it. Why is there a massive underground cavern like this beneath the RPD? It's as bad as the catacombs underneath Torlex at 6. It's just ridiculous.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Irons is dead, mate. You miss Iron. Irons got tore apart by Birkin. And then we took Birkin out, and that's about it.
Sherry, where are you? Sherry!
Claire just admiring the wall of the sewers there and just completely misses that. just still gives you plentiful amount of ammo. Oh, I hope it's not like the Lavin Orc. I can see it though. I always thought there was a second zombie in here, but I guess not. That's it. Wow. There's references. I mean, just because they mention Rita, I don't think we'll see her. And I know there's the Alyssa Ashcroft mention in 6, which was 7, which was a lovely joke. Paul Haddad's line delivery here is perfect.
You're bleeding.
I ran into this woman who was in trouble. Her name's Ada. Right after that, someone tried to kill me. Nearly succeeded, too. Ada went after the sniper, but I'm worried about her. You gotta find her before something happens.
But you've been shot.
I'll be okay. It's Ada I'm worried about.
Yeah, it really was. I really like the performances in this, actually. Just when you think you're done with the lighter, there's one more use. I'd love to. I was even. Do you mean the escape room thing? Or do you mean the event on Friday? Which? Yeah, it would be quite good, that. Flame rounds. You just get so overburdened with ammo in Scenario B. Have they actually put dates out for the escape room? I haven't really looked into it. I was even toying with going to the RE2 event on Friday, but I can't get it off work. It was pretty gutting. I mean, I couldn't get tickets anyway, which was a shame. Yes, spiders are quite creepy here. As an arachnophobic, they're not bad.
you all right? What happened?
Get away from me. You just want my husband's G sample, don't you? But no one will take that away from me. No one.
Husband? Then you must be Annette.
Huh? How did you?
We don't have time for that. Sherry is lost somewhere in the sewer system. I have to find her.
What? I told her to go to the police building. Why is she here? Now Sherry and the G sample are both in danger.
What did she mean by that? Does Sherry have the G sample?
What do you think to Annette's portrayal so far in Remake 2, or have you not really seen much? Because she's quite a bit different. Oh, I can do that actually. I think it is Laura Bailey, yeah. Guys, did I put the turntable back up? Oh, I've forgotten to do it. I bloody did, didn't I? Look at that! I know they've shown off who do the like the facial capture and things like that. I don't know whether they're actually the people who do the voices as well. Was it the Diablo 3 thing, Nick? Sorry, Mr. Spencer. Or Diablo Mobile, whatever the hell it's called. Or was the damage done long before then? Yeah, we live in a world where Activision aren't really the bad guys anymore compared to EA.
Sherry, you're okay. Sherry, did your mom give you something called G-virus? Either a vial or a test tube?
G-virus? I've never heard of anything like that before.
Are you absolutely sure? If you give it to me, I'll hold on to it for safekeeping.
But I really don't have anything. It's the truth.
But why would her mom say something like that?
They didn't really know what to do with Sherry in Scenario B, so she just disappears and reappears when the story needs to. Damn it. I'm going to do this for a very specific reason. Oh, there was a big rumour that Blackout was going to be announced then. Yeah, of course, and they are. It's an Activision thing, isn't it? Yeah, people have gone on to the YouTube page for the trailer or whatever and just like, you know, like dislike it, just disliking it in mass. Is there another one around? Oh, that's quite bloody. What? Look at this beauty. There was a moment when mobile gaming almost looked like it was going to be like a really big thing. And I think people just got wise to the microtransactions and, like you say, the monetizing of it, and it put a lot of people off. And I think it made parents very aware of the kind of money you potentially spend on, you know, like just because the game costs you, you know, 79p or whatever, when people are spending like hundreds on microtransactions and things like that. And I think they're starting to learn that lesson with Fortnite.
Sherry, wait here. I'm going to check it out by myself.
Okay, I'll wait here, but hurry back.
Exactly, yeah. I don't want to make this too political, but I speak out quite a lot about Fortnite. It's nothing to do with the quality of the game itself. It's actually quite a finely designed game, and I've liked Epic Games for years. I love the Unreal games and things like that, but I just fear that it's creating a mentality amongst, you know, a lot of people now where they will expect their games for free. And you know, Fortnite almost validates microtransactions, and I think that's a real shame. Yeah, exactly. And I know some games have that, and that's fine. But you know, there is a limit before it just gets grossly out of hand. It's a shame Sonny Bauer isn't here, because he'd be able to see the big 5 there of the shed. He's been having some fun with trying to figure out the layout and the shed numbering. That'd be a big thing if they made Black Ops 4 Battle Royale free. I'm surprised it isn't actually. Do you know what I think actually has one of the sort of the better Battle Royale modes? I really like that mode in Smash Brothers, where you have to go through the roster across several rounds, and each time a player gets eliminated, they get taken out the roster until like the last player standing. I think that's actually quite a clever spin on it. I almost like that. This is one of the best scares in the game if you don't know it's coming. It's really wonderful. I hope they recreate this in some way in Remake too. It's just awesome. He's like, his shit, he's in the room. The only one I play is Battlegrounds, and I know it's flawed, and I know it runs really badly even on really good PCs. But I do like the slower, more cautious approach to that. I like just, you know, I play quite stealthily, which I'm sure would infuriate a lot of people, but I just like skulking around, and it works quite well.
Okay, Sherry, let's go.
He did, and it is still unfinished to this day. But I can't lie, I do have a really good time on it when I play it. I enjoy the maps. I think the maps are quite well designed. Oh god, I have to start the bloody train, don't I? I don't speak to Newsbot, to be honest. I can't really recall any interaction over both of them. I try and not get into all that. I'm just happy. I'm happy that they have me on the podcasts.
Claire? What was that?
Don't worry. Just wait here. I'll go and see what it was.
I use the spark shot exclusively for this battle because I love it. Its sound is absolutely awesome. And get ready for this music. It's embarrassingly easy though, this fight. Birkin confirmed for Smash. I'm surprised there isn't a Resident Evil representation in there actually. It'd be perfect for Jill or someone, you know, one of the more sort of famous ones.
Isn't this...
That's okay. You keep it. I'm sure it'll keep you safe. Wait here for me, okay? I'm going back to look for your mom.
Thanks, Claire. Even though I'm an only child, neither of my parents ever spent much time with me because of their work. But now that you're with me, I finally have someone to rely upon.
Sherry...
Well done, Claire. You can't have favourites. They're all good in their own way. This puzzle's like the longest thing you do in the lab. Imagine doing these puzzles in 50 Hz. painful. I think you can't go this way yet. No, that's the bloody power room. Who's that? That's it. Try and not mess with these ones. I got killed by one of these on a speedrun once because I'd completely forgotten about them. I just ran toward them and did the jumping leap and just killed me really embarrassingly. I hate the reimagining of this area in Darkside Chronicles. It's absolutely ridiculous. This massive underground smelting facility, which I suppose is no worse than like the labs you're exploring, but it just felt ridiculous. This is the moment where everybody collectively who used the gas in scenario 8 goes, oh no. Magnum parts, yeah. Thankfully, we've only got about another 20 minutes because it's overrun quite a bit today. Wasn't expecting it to be this long tonight, so apologies, guys. It's a grotesque close-up. You do, and it's one of the most bloody canon-breaking things in the series. It's certainly one of those what were they thinking moments. Magic elevator, yeah. The only way it works is if you ignore the top floor selection. Again, it's nonsense. And it all just stems from, you know, not having item boxes. I like aspects of Zero, I like the atmosphere of it, the presentation's really nice. But I don't have that much time for it as a game. I think it was hopelessly mismarketed by making us think we were going to be getting a Bravo team campaign, you know, and the trailers even played on that. I think it, at worst, you know, undermines what Chris and Jill go through. a day later. But yeah, it does have some nice set pieces. It's got some very, very nice visuals. I think it is largely forgettable though. Ah, you guys. Yeah, the proto-tyrant's not bad, I guess. There we go. Because we can use it in this this scenario. Look how overpowered the grenade launcher is. I like the fact that they went back to the proto-tyrant as well for beginnings. The BOW needs more work. Well, as everyone who has been watching the streams or listening to the podcast, yeah, Dead Aim is a fan favourite for us. We kind of adore it. They did a great job with Zenobia actually, and it's amazing. Even though I've played Revelations, the HD version, so many times, when I was watching you play it the other day, you just can't believe they managed to get that kind of those kind of visuals out of a 3DS. You know, and I know they improved the textures and things like that, but it's still an impressive looking game on the 3DS, and it's even more impressive when you consider like it's running in 3D as well. It is it's absolutely no slouch, that game visually. It's testament to the original version that it upscales so well, really. Literally nothing causes Claire any trouble once she has the grenade launcher. It is absolutely comical how easy it is to dispatch things in this game. He did. Yep, that's a nice little Resident Evil 6. 7, I keep saying that tonight. Resident Evil 7 Easter egg. You get a nice little snippet of Lost in Nightmares as well at the end. Switch version, I don't know. I'd imagine the Switch version uses the same assets as like the PS3 360. Oh. Yeah, I don't actually know about the Switch versions, to be honest. That's a good question. Yeah, and like I asked you earlier, I didn't really hear me. The Kirk cameo was brilliant. I had a big smile on my face when he turned up at the end. It should. I've said this umpteen times. I think it should have been released as like a playable demo about a month or two before the game, so the community knew what it was like to miss Jill, to have a period of time where you know, she was actually killed off. God, that was a bad mistake. I absolutely love Revelations 2. I think it's wonderful. I think it's one of the best of the modern era. It was all the more surprising for me because I'd completely written that game off before it came out. I thought the trailers made it look absolutely horrible. But by the time they released episodes 2 and 3, I was absolutely hooked on it. I thought it was amazing.
Annette!
Where's Sherry?
But I asked her, and she's never even heard of the G-Virus before.
Which room? Tell me. Sherry!
No! Annette!
The sample's inside the pendant Sherry's wearing.
Took a couple of hits, so I'll use these since I'm not coming back. Because we're only about 10 minutes off finishing the game. I really like Annette in this. I think the Birkin storyline in this game is brilliant. And going back to Revelations 2 quickly, I was just so happy we got a resolution to the Alex Wesker thing. I think it would have been better if she'd actually gone on beyond the game. I'm just happy we got closure. And, you know, anyone who's finished the game knows she might kind of go on beyond the game anyway, in a weird, bizarro way. I wish they knew what to do with Jake Wesker in the first place. It would have worked out so much better if he actually learned he was Alex's son than Albert's, because being Albert's son still makes no sense. Get ready for some awesome music. Of course, anyone who's played the N64 version will know there's a hunter in this room as well. There's a hunter just here. Yep. remains of a failed experiment. I think isn't the music track even called Failed Experiment? That's what we've come for. I wish they'd done more with that room, really. I mean, the N64 version is actually quite cool because it has the hunter and it has one of the EX files. Although I can't remember which one it is. I can't remember which EX file is in there. The wreckage of the failed experiment, is it? Yeah, I knew it was something like that. There's a fantastic remix of that track which plays during beginnings on Umbrella Chronicles. I've had Soma recommended no Ender Times actually. I've had it on Steam for a while and just never got around to playing it.
Sherry! Help me, Claire! The monster's after your pendant. Throw it to me! Good girl. Now run, Sherry.
Why don't you just do that in the first place?
Come and get it. I've got what you want. Come on. Here. This is what you're looking for, right? Fine. Then go get it. Sucker.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Sherry just climbed into a metal duct there. Do you think she's been electrocuted? Oh.
Sherry, where are you? Where is she?
And then, again, this music. So what I'll do is I'll actually do the final. No, I don't need to do the final save yet, actually. Definitely. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Although the Coda's Veronica is a nice close second. That's it. It almost feels like Chris's theme. That does.
Mom! Mom!
Sherry, you have to escape. I know I've been a terrible mother, but I still love you. Forgive me.
Mom! Sherry, we have to go now.
Oh, I've left Sherry behind. I know a lot of people don't like Resident Evil 6, but I adore what they did with Sherry in that game.
Now you wait here, okay? I'll go and get this thing moving.
I said on one of the last podcasts, I think it was the last one we did that we released, not the one we just recorded, that's out this week or whatever, but I don't want to see individual releases of the numbered titles anymore as we go into like the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox. I think it's time we did start getting like legacy collections where you get like 4, 5 and 6 packaged together for a price. I think it's about time they stop like monetizing Resident Evil 4 and 5 and 6, because it's just got to the stage now where it's just ridiculous. It's like, how many times can you rebuy that game individually? This is all we need. I'm just going to let this music play out a sec, guys. I just need 1 minute away from the PC, so just bear with me. Right then, we're in the end game now. So anyone who's played the game, they know what's coming up. They'll know why I'm doing this. It is, yeah. Yeah. I can't think, I don't think it's out on Switch yet, is it? But you know it will be. I know they probably won't, but they really, really need to take the work of the Fan HD project, because it's just obscenely good. And you know, there's no reason not to.
5 minutes until detonation.
Get a hold of the chap. He's done all the hard work for them, so it's not like they've got anything to do really. It just looks incredible, and you know that. In some places the changes and enhancements are subtle, in other ways they're massive. But you know, anyone who takes the sort of gaming seriously will be playing the Fan HD version, because it really is that good. Right then, back in 1998, I know I didn't have a username because people didn't really have those kind of things before the internet. So when it came to creating an account, I always wondered, what shall I have? And it was this moment which made me realise, my god, tyrants are amazing. And from this scene and this music and this entrance, that's how I came up with Tyrant as a username. Oh no, bad start, bad start. Oh, terrible. It's really bad. This is, if Wesker could see this, he would say, poor performance indeed. Yeah, but this music, man. Just this fight. A tyrant's on fire. A tyrant is on fire. Pity the people who tried to fight this thing first time. I don't want to imagine this thing in the remake. If it's anything like Darkseid's Chronicles, it's going to be terrible. Oh, you.
You lose, big guy.
I missed a shot. That is the first time I've ever missed a shot, and I'm reliant on that to go into the Birkin battle. Christ, what am I going to do now? Because usually my technique for the Birkin battle is one rocket and then just fire the submachine gun for about 6 seconds and then you kill it. This is going to be interesting. I can't believe that. I almost looked like it went through him. I can't believe that. I'm genuinely flabbergasted by that one. Be gone. Yeah, thanks. I don't know whether fighting him speeds up the rocket launcher arriving. I never bothered.
It's over.
No. I have to find my brother.
You're right. This is just the beginning.
My God has protected you. It will always be with you.
Claire.
Sherry.
That's another reason why I like Claire B, because it feels like a perfect lead into Code Veronica.
What was that?
Warning, biohazardous outbreak imminent. The emergency system has been activated. This train will detonate. Repeat, this train will detonate.
No! What's wrong with this thing?
I don't know. The door won't open.
I don't know how well this is going to go, because I've honestly never done this without one rocket launcher round. Or one rocket. Literally all it takes. That's painfully easy, considering how weak the machine gun is. Even got a stylish reload in there. There we go. Done.
Warning.
I reckon about 2 hours 20.
Truck system has been activated. Each train compartment will detonate sequentially. Repeat. Each train compartment will detonate sequentially.
Leon, stop the train!
This ending is magnificent.
The control room is locked.
What is it?
Sherry, get back!
I was literally about to switch to it. I'm just gonna pelt him with acid rounds.
Claire, where are you?
You don't give up, do you?
Sherry, what are you doing?
We have to stop the train, right? I can do it.
Sherry! Persistent, aren't you? Well, come and get it.
Which one's the right switch? Maybe this one?
Sherry!
Claire! Ah!
Can't hold on much longer.
Push the switch over there!
Got it!
Finally.
Are you okay, Sherry?
I'm okay.
Where's Leon? Leon? Leon!
Right here.
Leon!
You're both safe. Just die. We've got to get out of here.
Birkin did nothing wrong. No. He just wanted sheer perfection.
That was a close one. That was pretty impressive back there, Sherry.
It was nothing. I saw someone do that on TV once.
Come on. We've got to move out.
Now what's the problem? Is something following us?
Hey, we still have a job to do. Let's go.
Go? Oh, you can't mean...
Chris, I have to find you.
That break. Claire's epilogue in Resident Evil 3 follows on sort of directly from that ending. It makes her look quite cold to Sherry, which is something they thankfully addressed in the Resident Evil 6 file, where it tells you Claire has been visiting Sherry ever since this incident. You know, I don't think the earlier console versions of this had scenes over the credits like this. So, now that Resident Evil 2 is out of the way, we've obviously got the demo on Friday. 30 minutes, one use only. So, you know, spend those 30 minutes wisely. In terms of coming up streams, it will be Outbreak carrying on with hopefully yourself, Mr. Spencer, and Sonny and JC Wesker. And the next ones will get cracking on with them and get all the scenarios done. If you join us next, we'll be doing Hive, which is the third scenario in Outbreak 1. So I'm saying around 2 hours 20 is what I think. Oh, 2 hours 19, that's not bad. S rank.